Hi. Hey.
What's happening? How you
What's
doing?
happening? My name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and I'm here, of course, with Mekhi Phifer, star of the Lionsgate's film, with the Lionsgate film, Long Gone
Yes,
Heroes, yes, which will be here in theaters on Friday, September 20th, as well as digital and on demand. Thank you so much, Mekhi, for joining me.
glad to be here.
And listen, I'm not fake excited. I'm actually excited. You know why?
Why?
Because the last time we talked, we're talking about New York of yore, right? Of yesterday. We were
Mhm.
talking about Albee Square Mall, Jamaica Ave, Two Fifth.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah,
I was so happy to talk to somebody who knew what I was talking about.
yeah. I'm all over that.
I'm
Listen,
not.
let me tell you something. Growing up, Albee Square Mall was my spot. They even made a song about it. My man Biz Marquis and I
Hmm.
think TJ Swan.
Hmm.
The Albee Square Mall song. Jamaica Ave. I'm Harlem, so I was 125th Street.
Hmm.
That was my whole spot. Dr. J's. Dapper Dan, the whole thing. So believe me, you want to talk New York fashion and where it's at? I got you. We got
You're
to
the guy,
also
right?
mention Delancey Street. Okay, we got
Yes,
to mention
yes.
Delancey.
Yes, yes, Delancey Street, of course. And even, well, maybe not so much now. Now it gets a little weird, but even Washington Square Park, like back in the day,
Right,
you could kind of
right,
hang out. Right now, you might be fighting for your life a little bit, but
right.
it gets a little weird. Well,
It used
depends,
to be it used to be all love in Washington Square Park. You used to go down there, get you a little bud and chill out. I guess
exactly.
nowadays it's a little different.
It's a little more than bud there nowadays, my friend.
Well, hey man, I don't know nothing about that.
I know you don't. That's I'm telling you. Don't just stay apart. Stay out of there. No, but I want to thank you again for joining me. And I did get a chance to watch the film, and it is really, really good. And
Oh,
I
thank
wanted to
you.
talk about even just the environment. Like with a film like this, we're
Mhm,
talking about like the Venezuelan crisis. We're talking about very, very serious issues here, like combat journalism, the oil
mhm.
crisis, big government getting involved in things we don't even know they're getting involved in. But see,
Right.
as an actor, people always expect you to, or at least want you maybe in some instances to either take their side on something or to be neutral. What is it like when you take on a role where people are going to start to feel a way about you, maybe even in the role, and also what the
Mhm.
overarching theme of a film is about?
Right. Well, at the end of the day, as an artist, you have to be courageous in the thing if you have the opportunities
Mm-hmm.
that I've been presented with. You have to be courageous in the things that you take. So not everything that you're going to take is going to be from a protagonist standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And protagonist, some people might say that protagonist means a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's someone really protagonist is someone you empathize with all throughout the film or the television series or the show, and you're rooting for them.
Mm-hmm.
My character in this particular one would be more of an antagonist. Somebody you say, man, I hope he doesn't get the protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
He or she. What I like to play is just human
Mm-hmm.
beings that have made certain choices that hopefully the audience can empathize with. Now, you may not get the full on backstory, but there is a method to the madness. There's a reasoning behind this character's motivation.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what I try to portray is people who are human. I try to humanize characters because you may not agree with their choices, but I do want you to empathize with their choices. I want you to
Mm-hmm.
sort of understand why they've made those choices. And look, and any person, I don't care if it's the Unabomber or if it's Jeffrey Dahmer,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't mean to make those two rhyme. Unabomber or Jeffrey Dahmer, I don't think that they consider themselves bad guys, even though they've done
Yeah, in their minds, they had their mission. Yeah, that's
they
true.
have their understanding of and their
Mm-hmm.
motivation of why they did what they did.
That's
Now,
right.
us as a society, we don't agree with that stuff. We go,
Right.
"What the hell's wrong with you?"
Mm-hmm.
But in their minds, they're going, "No, no, no! I'm doing something good. This is so." To be an artist or call yourself an artist and
Mm-hmm.
not explore the mentality and and psychoanalyze that motivation and what would make someone like that think in that way and think that what they're doing is the right thing, are you doing yourself a disservice as an artist?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no one way to portray a multitude of people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I don't consider, even though I'm doing some not so good things in this, um, I don't look at a character and go, okay, he's a bad guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk around with a frown all day and be upset and raise my voice and yell all the time. And no, that's to me, that's one note, and that's not as interesting.
Right.
I'd rather play people who have made certain choices, and I leave it up to the audience to, which most may say, "Hey, man, you're the antagonist, you're the bad guy." But I don't approach it like that, because then I'd be doing myself and the audience a disservice. I give myself and the audience nowhere to go. If I just come on screen and I'm just the bad guy,
Yeah.
then where do you go from there? You just want him dead. You don't, you don't care
Get him
about
out of here.
Right. Like, think about it. Like, when you look at like a show like The Sopranos,
Yes.
or even The Wire, or any great show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's Dexter.
Right.
These people who are the leads of the show are sort of the anti-heroes. So they're protagonists, but then they're antagonists at the same time.
I think Dexter is an excellent example. Dexter is an excellent example of what you're talking about, because Dexter he meant well in his own way, but it was so perverse in execution. But that's an excellent example of what you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what it is. I mean, Tony Soprano, rest in peace, James Gandolfini, who played that role brilliantly. He did some terrible stuff. He killed people. He lied. He constantly cheated on his wife, uprooted his household, all for his own motivations. But at the end of the day, you still want him to win.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you want Tony Soprano to win?
Yeah.
Because he's not just a bad guy. He's a guy, and you've been able to empathize with his journey. So in your own mind as an audience member, you're going, damn, I don't want to see Tony die.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him get hurt. I want to see him back on top, the leader of his mobster crew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that's my point, is that, once you get into know a person, that it's a gray area between who's good and who's bad.
No, that's a good point. I'll add to that one. I think another example would be Walter White in Breaking Bad. Another example. Yeah, that's a perfect example of someone, who operated in that way. Now, let's go back to Long Gone Heroes for a second. Again, we know that it's the backdrop is Venezuela, but you all shot, I'm understanding that it's in Colombia, right?
Yeah.
But that's
Colombia and Puerto Rico.
And Puerto Rico, right? That's what I want to ask you. So you were kind of navigating between both of these countries, and I'm understanding that the actual darkness was that it was actual nightfall, but still that heat. Like, what is it like filming under those conditions? I can't stay outside longer than 30 seconds, and my parents are tropical, so I don't know what you were going through. I don't know. What was that like?
It was, you look. You better wear a lot of bug spray. Get your mind right. Get your mind wrapped around being in the mud, the muck.
Yeah.
Get your mind wrapped around being hot and sticky. Yes. But the great thing about that, though, it really lends itself to authenticity. Because when you're there, and I'm playing a mercenary, and we're supposed to be in the jungles. And you're really there, so when they set everything up, and then you're working with such great talent, Andy Garcia, and, and Frank Grillo and Josh Hutcherson and everyone else involved, you really get into it, and being that we were really in the jungles, really in on the ground, and not in some sound stage or somewhere in the hills in Los Angeles, in the valley somewhere. To know that we were really there really helped lend itself to authenticity.
And doesn't it feel good to still feel good about a project? Like, it doesn't get old, does it? Right? It still feels good.
No, I feel blessed in many ways that I've been able to portray so many different characters throughout the 30 plus years and 3 decades plus years.
Nah, don't age all of us by saying that. Man,
hey, I'm sorry,
right.
I'm sorry
I didn't see them all.
I don't mean to include you.
I was there.
You still look like, back in '94 when I first started. So it's me that's gotten older, not you. I just speak for myself, okay? I'm just speaking for Mekhi here.
Good answer.
But I've been fortunate enough to play so many different characters. It's interesting and even if they had the same sort of profession, like You know, when I was 19 years old, I got to play a drug dealer named Strike in Clockers, you know, Spike Lee's movie. And then cut to 8, 7, 8, 9 years later, I got to play another drug dealer called Mitch, Money Making Mitch, and Paid in Full. And both drug dealers, but totally different characters.
Completely different.
You know, one was, you know, based on sort of real events, and one was a true story, basically, with Paid in Full, and playing and portraying, you know, real life characters, even though their names would alter.
But I know that story as well. You and I would totally, we can go way side with that, but I know that story as well.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but then at the same breath, right after that, play a doctor. You know, play a lawyer, play a police officer, play a special agent, play a CIA agent, play, you know, all of these, play a father, a husband, you know, all of these different things. And so as an actor, you know, as an artist, it's always great to be able to explore these different things, and to be a part of this film, if you will.
Well, Mekhi, I thank you so much for your time, and I thank you for, you know, no, thank you. And, you know, listen, it's been a great 30 years. And listen, I'm be honest, I was alive through all of it. So I've seen all of it.
No.
You know? Yeah, I was
First
there.
of all, you just graduated high school, so stop playing.
This is wink, wink.
I love it. I love it.
But I thank you so much for your time, and it's always a pleasure to speak with you. And for the next film, I'm a come beating down your door like, yo, bro, put me on the list. No, but you know, so
I got you.
Are there a conversation? Once again, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and of course, I'm here with Mekhi Phifer, star of the Lionsgate film Long Gone Heroes. Guys, it's out theaters Friday, September 20th, but it's also on digital on demand. So however you want to see it. I did see it digitally, but however, it's so action-packed, you just got to go to the theater too. Like, you know, this is the kind of movie you want to, get the classic.
A lot of explosions, a lot of people, you know,
so fun,
you know, meeting their demise. But
yay! No.
It's a fun movie, but you know, but yet you learn a little something.
You learn a little something, exactly. It puts you in, you know, you understand things a little bit better if some certain things weren't concepts people were understanding. So there's a political lean or tilt there, but you understand it more, and it'll allow people to be curious and explore. That's what I like to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So thank you, Mekhi. Have fun out there.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Take care. Later. If you want to see more content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.